Hello, friends, and welcome to the first ever Sunday Survival with Stretch. I am your friend and host, Stretch. Super excited to welcome you to the first ever Sunday Survival, where we are going to be playing one of my most favoritist games in all time, Oxygen Not Included. Been a big fan ever since the days of vanilla early access, and super excited to be able to play spaced out with you today. But we are not just playing Oxygen Not Included, we are playing Oxygen Not Included Murder, where we are going to be playing on hardest difficulty, no care packages, no pauses, no rewinds, and we are going to be playing with murder mods. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about right here. I'm referring to these first three, which make the game difficulty a lot harder. So diseases restored increases disease difficulty for food poisoning, makes your duplicants vomit all over the place. Also makes slime lung lethal, which is extremely dangerous because your duplicants will die from slime lung if they don't get medicine. Nope, forget mod manager, that's not supposed to be here. I'm talking about diseases restored, diseases expanded, and decor reimagined. So diseases expanded adds new diseases to the game. So you're going to notice there are a lot of plants and diseases. There are a lot of plants that emit new diseases, which adds a big challenge. There's also something that the author, Pether, great modder, has put into disease expanded, which is called the mutating virus, which is a disease that gets worse over time. So about 1,000 cycles into your colony, it'll pretty much wipe you out unless you're prepared to deal with it. So we're going to be in a race against time. And lastly, decor reimagined makes decor a lot harder. You can't just spam portraits and statues to improve your decor. You have to use a variety because every decor item type is only counted once. Meanwhile, debris left on your floor causes a lot of decor debuffs, which in turn can stress out your duplicants. And stress is going to be a big enemy for us since we're playing on hardest difficulty. All of these other mods are pretty much just quality of life things that I prefer because it makes things easier or it just improves the aesthetic appeal of the game. Just going to scroll down here so you guys can take a look at what I'm using in case you want to try any of these yourselves and you can understand why certain things are not playing like they are in vanilla without mods. So now that we've gone over mods, let's get into it. We're going to be playing survival spaced out, and we're going to be on the hardest asteroid, irradiated ocean. We're going to go into our game settings here. We're going to turn it all to hardest. No care packages. And since we're going to be outbreak prone with both of the disease mods, illness is going to be a serious issue for us. It really is not that challenging in vanilla, but with these mods and outbreak prone, it's going to be very difficult. All right, now that we've got those set up, I'm just going to... I'm taking a look at these target world traits. I want to make sure there's nothing game-breaking. When you're playing on the irradiated ocean asteroid, the devs have set it up so you have to use your first 4 asteroids together very strategically. I just want to make sure there's nothing that really impact the game. Doesn't really impact the game, but I just really hate boulders. I promise you I do. But I think I'm going to leave them because... Actually, you know what? The metal pour... I wish I could just play these standard. I think I'm going to flip them again. Okay, I think that's going to be a little better. Yep, I think that's good. All right, friends, cross your fingers and say a prayer. We're going to start. While the game's loading, please remember if you want to see more Oxygen Not Included Murder or watch other survival gameplay on Survival Sundays, be sure to subscribe and hit the like button. And you can also find me on Twitch at stretchytallgames. Alright, we gotta pick our 3 starting duplicants and name the colony. For some reason, I always like to give my asteroids Latin names, so I'm gonna give this one the Latin name for murder, if I can get the cursor to go over there. There we go. I am suddenly having a crisis of confidence as to the spelling, so let me take another look. C-A-E-D-E-S, Caetus. Murder. All right, first off, I always want to have a researcher because getting your initial research is going to be very important. Especially when we're playing on murder difficulty, getting our initial tech is going to be very important for being able to get what we need in order to create food and survive. Insect allergies is related to Pethler's Disease Expanded mod. Fortunately, we're not going to be dealing with any of the bog plants on the starting asteroid, so it's actually pretty good that we only have insect allergies for Travaldo's debuff. So why don't we go ahead and keep him at a research level 9. Next, I'm going to get us a digger so we can start leveling him up to be able to cut through any hard areas. I like to have a digger that has 1 digging and 1 building interest because I like to use my first digger as a combination digger and builder, basically responsible for all the construction and advancement of the colony in the beginning. Okay. Kitchen menace is fine, uncultured is good. Would have preferred a little bit more of a digging buff, but that's fine. Good building speed as well, so we will keep Steve. And lastly, I definitely want to have a doctor starting out since we're playing with such an illness risk. I want to be able to level him up so he can start working at the apothecary, but I want to have a doctor, here we go, I want to have a doctor who is also good at carrying and tidying. Decreased construction, fine. Starry-eyed, pretty insignificant, but that's good. Okay, the reason I want to have a doctor who can also supply is whenever Ashkin is not working on medicine or healing his friends, I want him to be able to put away debris. Remember that because we're dealing with the morale debuffs and the high stress, I do not want my duplicants to be having morale hits because of all of the debris bringing down their decor score. If we can keep their morale high, it gives us a negative 20% stress removal, and on hardest stress difficulty, we have a default base level plus 20% stress penalty. So very important to keep our morale up. Ashcan is going to help keep the colony clean so that the decor does not bring morale down. All right, friends, cross your fingers and say a prayer again, because we are starting, and there's no pausing, and there's no going back. All boys team, but I must ask you, friends, please do not become attached to these dear duplicants, because here in Oxygen Not Included Murder, I fully expect duplicants will die. Let us embark. The asteroid we call home has collided with an anomalous planet, decimating our colony. Rebuilding it is of the utmost importance. I've detected a new cluster of material-rich planetoids in nearby space. If I can guide the duplicants through the perils of space travel, we could build a colony even bigger and better than before. Begin! Alright, yes, I know. We can dismiss all of those things. First thoughts about the irradiated ocean is down on the bottom. It is very cold. Cold is going to be our enemy because whenever the duplicants get cold, whenever they get cold, they get stressed. And we are going to be very concerned about stress, so we will try to figure out how low we want to dig before creating our insulated tiles. Fortunately, we do not look too close to the bottom. We're looking pretty good. I like that a lot. Here on irradiated asteroid, we have to make our starting oxygen from these oxyferns because we do not have access to algae, and oxyferns require carbon dioxide, so we want to build them at the bottom of the base, pretty much somewhere down here, so that the carbon dioxide will pool up. So let's start having them dig down there. This is going to be a pretty good space in which to do that. I'm going to open this up right here so we have access to some starting water. I think this is probably going to be our main water pool. I'll walk you through the floor layout of how I like to build my bases in order to try to make them as efficient as possible. But wherever my main pool of water is, I want to build my kitchen nearby. And that is because I will build our microbe musher near the pool of water so that we can use the water for mush bars if necessary, and if not mush bars, for using mealwood seed in order to make lice love, which requires water. This little guy, this little hatch right here, let me explain to you just how critical he is. So here on Irradiated Asteroid, there is no coal, and coal is necessary in order to... Wait, pause that thought for just 1 second, because I need to count. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a floor, so we keep building up here. Your typical level height should be 4 tiles, so every 5th tile there is a floor. Generally speaking, there are some exceptions to that. I'd like to try to keep everything consistent, just easier on everything. Alright, but our little hatch is important because there's no coal on this asteroid, and our cures for food poisoning, which causes the crazy amount of vomiting, requires coal. So in order to have coal on a radiated asteroid before we send someone through the teleporter to the flipped asteroid, the only way we can do that is through our little hatch buddy here. So very important that we have him, and we will try to cultivate a family for him as soon as possible. This water level is a bit high. I'd like to lower that so that this could be a floor. It's just not easy. I do not want the dupes to get into the water because when they get their feet wet, they get a 10% stress penalty. If they get sopping wet, it's a 20% stress penalty, which is very serious, so we want to avoid that if at all possible. So yeah, in previous games that I used to play, if there were just like little bits of water on the floor, I wouldn't care if the duplicants got wet feet, but when you're playing with the maximum stress, it is a serious issue. Keep your dupes from getting wet, if at all possible. I have never played with maximum radiation difficulty before, so I have no clue what this is going to be like and how dangerous it's going to be when we start working on the surface underneath the radiation. On a radiated asteroid, it is also more intense radiation from the surface than on... Oh, shoot, Travaldo, why did you do that? Doggone it. Nope, 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 nope. You need to be able to get up, so let's stop that. But hey, now that he is wet, we are gonna make him completely dig our little pool here. Nope, 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 not you, Ashcan. Don't you, shoot, I'm pausing. I forgot I can't do that. Against the rules, I'm still pausing. I'm sorry, guys, it's a force of habit because I always used to pause in my personal games, so it's gonna take time in order to break that habit, so please bear with me. All right, think, Stretch, think. What do we have? What do we have? What do we have? I want to uproot this guy. I also want to open things up to our little pips here, because I want them to hopefully grab that seed and then plant it before I get planter boxes. All right, I need to start thinking about where we're going to have our kitchen. Our kitchen is going to be here, which means our bathroom should be over here. I want the dupes to wash their hands, then go to the kitchen to get something to eat. Let's start constructing the bathroom then. This is going to be our bathroom floor, so we need 1 tile right here. I also want another tile here, and the door for the bathroom is going to be here. Now, the reason I am building the door not on the ground level, I'm building it 1 tile up. The reason for that is because if I get any dupes with food poisoning, and so they're vomiting before I have a cure, I want to be able to lock them in the bathroom so that they can vomit in the bathroom, and the vomit will get caught in the bathroom, and so they can mop it up, and then they will wash their hands before leaving. I've learned the hard way that if you have completely flat floors with no safety tiles like this, they'll get sick, they'll start barfing, and the puke will just run off the edge and fall farther down your base. And we don't want it to go down here, so that's why we are doing things that way. We are going to add a wash basin. Now, our typical bathroom, I believe, can be latrine. 64 tiles, yes. So 64 divided by 4 is 16. So we can make this puppy a maximum of 16 tiles wide. Okay, I like this because set direction right, priority 7. Yes. Alright, we need to add some extra tiles. More tiles. 16. I'm only going to cut it 3 tall thus far because we only need a height of 3 in order to... Oh, shoot. I paused again. My bad. Okay, you know how I have done a bad thing? I have let the first cycle complete before getting our initial outhouses out. That's bad. That's because these guys are going to need to pee soon. Very soon. And I do not yet have an outhouse, and do not yet have a sink for them to wash after using it either. But fortunately, through my mistake, they went and ate without any food poisoning on their hands because they haven't used the bathroom yet. Alright, getting that restroom up is top priority. And I keep pausing by mistake. My bad, friends. Shoot, we're gonna let him sleep. We're gonna let him sleep. Plumbing, outhouse, 9, 9. Oh, I want him to be there, so he's gonna go there. 9. Okay, since they already ate, it doesn't matter to me so much if they have some germs on them for a while before washing. Were it the other way around, they would definitely get sick and start puking all over. I am already nervous, guys. I am already nervous about playing murder difficulty. This really is going to be murder. Let's measure again. How wide is this? 16. Shoot. I needed to go over one more. Is this... Oh, shoot. This is granite. Okay, I can't make it over one more yet, so we're going to have to put our safety tile right there. And then we can have a good old attic door. No, that should not be on priority 9. How much food do we have? 10,000. That's currently all in our nutrient bars. Hexcellence will give us starting food, but then we're also going to have to start producing mealwood. Alright, guys. This one is going to be numero uno, followed by this one. Also, an important little trick to note is you should set your doors open generally, because that way duplicants don't have to wait for a brief second while they open. Shoot, that is granite, and I can't cut through that yet. I forgot. So we're gonna have to move our picture boat over one more. I'm gonna set him here, because that's gonna be on level with our safety tile. Priority 7. And I just remembered that I need to set priorities. I'm gonna pause whenever I'm in menus working on anything here. How about that be our rule? No pausing while we're actually working. Ashcan's gonna tidy the bathrooms, and then after that he needs to store and high priority doctoring. Alright, so no pausing while we're playing, but while we're setting stuff in menus, we will allow pausing. Steve is our combination digger and builder. Now, because Travoldo is the researcher, I'm also gonna put him on operating because I'm gonna need him to accomplish the manual generator to provide energy for his research. I don't want the other two interrupting their work in order to do that. Maybe I will, depending on how important the research is. Also going to give him decorating. Maybe we'll have him take on some decorating tasks. I am going to try to keep my duplicant population low because the more dupes you have, the more oxygen and food they consume. And since they are ravenous and whatever we call... Shoot, they cannot reach the pitcher pump. Because we don't have these tiles finished yet. Ah, Steve, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that, Steve? Come on, bud. You, be on 8. No, Travaldo, stop it. I'm sorry, I keep pausing. Guys, for the love of all goodness, stop it. Why, you guys, why? There's other perfectly good stuff you could be building here. They all have the debuff. They all have the debuff. It only lasts 2/10 of a cycle, though. That's not bad. In case you're wondering, one cycle is 600 seconds. So I suppose if that's 2/10 of a cycle, that's going to be 120 seconds, 2 minutes. Each cycle is 10. You deconstruct that now, and you cancel that. You guys, get out of there already. Get out. Out, 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 out. Much better. Now that the tiles are ready to go there. Do it. Oh, we can't build it there either. Dang it, that little corner. Shoot. This is what happens when I can't pause. I make mistakes. And that's all the fun. Alright, pneumatic door. And it is always important to place doors on your rooms, because when you have rooms, you get morale boosts from the different effect of having rooms. But the rooms have to be completely enclosed in order to qualify. Alright, so now you can see this little blue overlay means we have that room there. We are good. Gonna set that to open. This... I actually... Normally I have 2 basins, but I filled in the space for the... Yeah, and if this is already... Nope, it's not used yet, so let's deconstruct this and I'll put a basin right here. I just didn't want to no, doesn't go there. I just didn't want to deconstruct this one because it already has polluted dirt in it, and I don't want it to start emitting polluted oxygen yet. Okay, fellas. Let's think about what we need to do. Let us harvest some hexalence, and let's continue building upward. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 is going to be our floor. Let's put a tile there by way of reminder. Now, I am also going to dig out this column next to the ladder, and I am not going to fill it with anything because I want that to be the location of a future fire pole. Looks like this column here is going to be our main vertical passage. So I want to be able to have a fire pole coming down here for faster transport. Here, let's uproot these things. We need to start research so we can get our cultivation plots. I tell you guys, time has never felt so precious to me in playing Oni, except now when I cannot pause the game. Got a lot more fresh water over here. Really love that. Alright, you know a little trick I'm gonna do? I'm going to put a tiny pneumatic door right here. I'm gonna lock it. That way they cannot come down here. Then we can build ladders, which bring them out this way to help them be able to dig out this bottom here, which will drop it down a bit more without them getting wet. See, already that debuff is off from them being in the water earlier. Let's lock this. Oh, you know what? In our priorities, I forgot. I always set everyone to maximum toggle just because I want a switch thrown quickly by whoever's closest. Uh, Now also new duplicants should not be researching, so let's cross that out. Anything else? Don't believe so. Right, let us continue. Now the whole reason I did not dig this tree out here is because the arbor trees actually provide decor boosts. So I left it in place, didn't want it to be destroyed for that reason, because we're going to have a walkway right over there, so we might as well keep that for the time being. In fact, how are we doing on morale? Not bad, because they do not yet need any, but they're going to need some soon enough, so that is going to be important to develop as quickly as we can. However, I am still most anxious about getting our agricultural production set up. So, we need to decide where I want our research. We want the research stations, of course. Gonna put the research station here by our printing pod just because it gives off light, which increases work speed. Whenever dupes have illumination, they work faster. Also provides a morale bonus. So whoever's going to be standing there operating, who is that? Ashcan? Is Ashcan our researcher? No. Is it Steve? Nope. It is Trabaldo. Okay. It'll be easier to tell once they have their hats on. All right. Now, of course, we've got to power it, so we need to run some wires. Whenever possible, I run wires behind tiles because when they're behind tiles, they do not create a decor penalty. Ladders actually create something of a decor penalty, so I try to use them. Well, you can't really use them sparingly because you need them. Notice how because all three of these ladder tiles are within range, the -5 decor for each is added together for a total of -15. So that's what I was talking about, the mod, which creates that penalty. I want to put the generator right next to the printing pod as... Actually, no, I don't. I want to put our supercomputer there. Ah, you know what? We're gonna dig this up and we're gonna put manual generator over here. And the reason for that is just because it is near these naturally growing mirth plants. We don't even have our little flower pots, so if I dig those up, I cannot replant them right now, and I want whoever's working on the generator to get the decor boost from them. We're going to want to put down a couple tiles, and then we have to run a wire. We're going to dig a little channel underneath, and we're going to run it underneath. Because if we run it through these squares, it's going to dig up our mirth plants. Are those the mirth? Mirth leaf, yes. Alright, let's see how we're doing. So far, no food poisoning on our dupes. That is good. Wash basin is doing its thing. If you are playing with any disease mods, which make staying clean extremely important, make sure you have the mod called Q for sinks. In vanilla, if one sink is occupied and another duplicant runs past, they will just keep on running. Q for sinks makes them stop and wait their turn in order to wash their hands. That's incredibly important. Our little hatch guy. I am going to put one ladder right here. And then I'm going to dig a column 2 tiles wide, and that's because our Our oxyferns are going to be down here at the bottom, and we need air to travel between the two. It's not going to travel very well if it only has one tile to travel through. We need the carbon dioxide to filter down, and we need the oxygen to diffuse up. So adding some extra space will be helpful with that. Depending on what I need to build here, we might even dig out a little more. Let's go ahead and queue up our wire. Yes, let's go ahead and run it over there. We're also going to need a battery. I want to put that out of the way because the battery has a decor penalty as well. Decor -10, 2. So if we put it here, that'll be sufficient. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's put everything we're digging for research, the power required, on 7. Everything else is going to be 5. Also, each building, even though this occupies 2 tiles wide, whenever duplicants are on it, they're considered to be on the bottom left tile. So if you had, say, a decor debuff from a battery that were on the bottom right tile, it actually wouldn't impact your duplicant as he's running on the machine. We're going to add in a couple other tiles. We've got 7, and then we're going to run our wire. Good, good. Also going to have to build some storage in order for... Is Ashcan our sweeper? Until they have their cats. I cannot keep them straight. Who has stress? Ashcan. Follow cam provides the center of attention boost, which is -5% stress per cycle, so you can use it to a little bit treat stress, but not much. Okay, we really got to get more morale for our guys. That is really hurting them. As soon as our New Hope boost runs out at the end of the cycle, we are in a big problem. Oh boy. So what we really need to build is our Great Hall. You know what? We're going to switch to that because that's important. The reason Great Hall is so important is, not Great Hall, Mess Hall. It provides a +3 morale boost. Seems like a lot to me. I mean, I don't get that much of a kick out of eating dinner at a table. Having a bathroom and a bedroom are more important to me. But hey, it is what it is, so we are going to go with it. And Mess Hall is going to go above the kitchen where the dupes are picking up their food. So we are going to build it right here. Okay, so these guys are going to need that, and they are going to need... Oh, shoot! I have to research that in order... Darn it, darn it, darn it, darn it, darn it, darn it, darn it! This is what I need. I need mess table. Shoot, okay. Who's our researcher? Ashcan, get to work, bud. We need your brain. Okay, but apart from that, what we can also work on is the bedroom. So let's go ahead and get a door in here. Shoot, Ashcan. Stress is going up. If you zoom out, especially, I love the bigger zoom out just because it's so much easier to see your entire asteroid at a glance and maneuver where you need to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is correct. Okay, let's get our cots built. 1, 2, 3. And this room is... Oh, actually, you know what? Because we have a shine bug here, I do not want the closest cot to be near the door. If light shines on duplicants while they're sleeping, it'll wake them up, and that creates a stress debuff. So I will not open this door like I said to do with the bathroom door, because I want it to stay on auto so it stays closed and keeps the shine bug out. Cot number 3. Okay, they're able to get that. Ashcan is working on research. All right, next up, we might as well create some storage just start getting rid of the debris. Question is, where should it go? Answer is... it should go down here. That's going to be pretty out of the way. So, let us build a ladder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Floor is there. You know what? We're going to uproot this. He's almost close to being done. If he gets to 100%, we could harvest him. I'm just not sure how long it's going to take him to do that. We're going to put a tile here. All right, now, friends, we can get another duplicant at this time. However, please note that when you're playing on hardest difficulties, you don't necessarily want to print just because you can. And that's because it's going to greatly increase the amount of food and oxygen that your colony requires. So we're trying to run on a skeleton crew until we really, really need to get someone. However, on the other hand, I'm looking at Ellie here, and I really like her. She has farming and ranching interests, which means she could be our first farmer slash rancher. Interior decorator, gourmet, pacifist. Those are all perfectly acceptable. So after our first 3 people, having a dedicated farmer, since food production is going to be so important, is our next greatest need. So I would very greatly like to keep Ellie. I'm going to save the game just to make sure she stays there. Also note that if you were to save your game and quit and reload it, you will not have the same duplicants available for printing, because the RNG generations of the duplicants, they do not save to the save file. They are redone every time the game loads that RNG process. Also, earlier, the whole reason I was thinking of removing these mealwood plants is because mealwood plants do cause a decor debuff, so that's the reason to get them out of there. Alright, now the whole reason we're digging through here is to make a storage area for debris. Gonna leave these plants up for the sake of the morale bonus. The decor bonus, I should say. Gonna dig these out here. Gonna dig this out here. Actually, I'm not going to dig this yet. The reason I'm not digging out all of this material here is just so there's less debris that has to be moved. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to start by setting up storage containers here near the tree and the mirthleaf plant, which will provide morale benefit. Now, you might have noticed when I was scrolling through the mods, one that is all about... I'm going to pause the game while I look for it and explain it right now. It's all about setting up zones for sweeping. I actually just subscribed to that mod. I have not used it before. Somehow you are able to set up sweeping zones so that any debris that falls in an area will automatically be marked for a duplicant to sweep. I just don't know how to do that. I'm not seeing any button or option here. Also, the whole reason this little filter thing is here... No, wait, that is not the sweep, though. K is sweep, not X. Here we go. The reason this filter is here is one of the mods allows you to filter sweeping by type, which is super, super helpful if you're only wanting to sweep up only particular types of material, like polluted dirt, if you want to sweep it up so that it doesn't continue to emit polluted oxygen. Now, the thing with polluted oxygen, your duplicants can breathe it, but it gives them what is called yucky lungs, which makes them consume extra oxygen. So especially when we are trying to conserve oxygen as much as possible, that is not a good thing. You can research, I can't remember where it'll appear, but we can research the air deodorizer, which will turn polluted oxygen into regular oxygen. You also should know about polluted oxygen if you're playing with a disease disease restored with slime lung, which is lethal. polluted oxygen in asteroids that do not have slime lung, it will not necessarily have slime lung in it. Like you can see with the germ overlay on here, there's no slime lung germs in the polluted oxygen. However, as soon as any slime lung germs come into contact, like as soon as you release them into the air and they come into contact with polluted oxygen, they will spread like wildfire. I mean, it's just like, imagine you had a bunch of methane here floating around your base and someone strikes a match. That's what happens, but with slime lung germs. So if you're playing with disease restored, which makes slime lung lethal, and you do not yet have the balm lily plants needed to make the medicine to cure slime lung, that will kill everyone in your base, and your entire colony will die. So be very, very careful about that. Fortunately for us, we don't have to worry about slime lung until like the 5th asteroid. That's the first slime asteroid, and we're going to be able to get balm lily from the 4th asteroid. So fortunately, we don't have to worry too much about that. So I wouldn't have to worry too much about releasing the polluted oxygen that's in this area, especially if we needed more oxygen and we really had to do that. So that would be fine. But it would be better to convert that into regular oxygen so it doesn't cause our dupes to get the yucky lungs debuff. And guys, I really want to figure out how I create these sweeping zones. It was so cool when I saw it in the mod, but I am just not seeing that option here. All right, well, you know what? Let's keep playing. I'm not going to stop and figure that out right now. I'll figure it out before the next episode. Okie dokie. Let us decide what we are going to hold. Not going to hold consumable ore. We're going to put coal wherever our coal plant is going to be later. Not going to put the critter eggs in storage either because I believe... Actually, I can't remember if they provide a decor bonus or not. We're going to store dirt, we're going to store metal, we're going to store raw minerals, and do the seeds create debuffs? Nope, that's not what I wanted. I wanted that. No, seeds do not create decor debuffs. Huh. Alright, well, we will not worry about storing the seeds either. Once you set the settings on one of your storage devices, just click copy, and you can copy it over to the others. Alright guys, how much morale do you have? Stress is increasing because they do not have enough morale. Why do they not have enough morale? Because the decor is terrible. That explains everything. Still do not have our mess halls, so we've got to continue to allow research to be done. Compost. Since we're playing with the disease restored mod, if you compost your polluted dirt, it will turn into dirt that is chock full of food poisoning germs. If you then take dirt with food poisoning and you put it into your farm plots, the germy material put into farm plots will go into the plants and go into the crops that the plants produce. Same thing with water. If you were to use a water sieve in order to clean your polluted water and turn it into regular water, the water will still have germs in it. You can see this water right here is germ-free, but if you were to take polluted water from, say, one of your bathrooms, once we tech up to those, you put it through a water sieve, it turns to water, but the germs are still in the water. So in order to purify them in disease restored, you need to use what's called an ultraviolet cleaner, which kills off most of the germs, and then I usually use surface radiation in order to... No, what is my surface radiation key? I don't remember. 4? It should be F4. I need to switch it off of this because I never use this overlay. Then I will usually use the surface radiation in order to kill off the last of the germs. One beneficial thing about radiation in Spaced Out is it is useful for disinfection. Alright, right now, who is our little sweeper? Nope, researching. Okay, here, it's Ashcan. Okay, Ashcan, what you need to be doing and what you should be doing is storing material. I want you to start by storing the material that is in the bathroom. Then the material by the power station. Then the material on the way to research. Go, Ashcan, go. You know what? We're gonna make this a tile and this tile just so he can run faster. And then we're gonna dig out these two. How close are we to being finished? Oh, we're almost there. Okay, so let us actually start building the Great Hall. Great Hall must be a minimum of 12. 12. Yes, so let us... Well, I don't have to do that. Let's leave those for now. I'm gonna build here. I'm gonna build here. And then let's build here. Most importantly, our mess tables. 3 of them by the opening. This door can be opened. Double check. Oh shoot, the radius of this shine bug, it is a lot farther than I remembered. 91. I want to let him finish just for the sake of getting more food. Alright, who needs to be researching next? Or what do we need to be researching next? Would really like hydroponic farm. Also guys, never fail to implement hydroponic farms in your colonies. When I was a beginning Oni player, I would just use the farm tiles and I would have the duplicants just run water to the farm tiles because I guess I didn't want to be put out going through the trouble of replacing them with hydroponic farms and running the piping. But hydroponic farms save so much duplicant labor. It is priceless. It is a critical component of every colony. So I think I am actually going to quickly grab interior decor just because I want to be able to get the flower pots. Those can be placed in valuable locations. And then what we're going to do after that is get the level 2 research. I have a mod that allows me to queue research selections by holding shift. So much better than, oh, shoot. You know what I just remembered? Oops. Nope. Even before decor, pharmacology, because we need the apothecary. That's where we create our medicine to deal with food poisoning. And so we need that in order to provide the curative tablets for food poisoning so that our duplicants won't keep puking all over the place. You might have noticed this curious medical research, which is part of Pether's Disease Expanded mod. He made it so that whenever a doctor, say, works at the apothecary, or I don't think it's if a doctor cures duplicants, but basically as a doctor does doctor things, the doctor earns medical research points, and you can see medical research points are an additional research requirement of these further medical researches, all the way up here to micro-targeted medicine, at which point they're not needed for anything else anymore. So nothing quite special has to be done for those, really just let your doctor do his thing. So we need apothecary first for safety, then decor, then level 2 research, and then we're gonna get, well, see, there's really no point getting hydroponic farm if we don't have our plumbing. So then we're gonna get plumbing, then we're gonna get hydroponic farm in order to feed our oxyferns. For now, we're just gonna have to put them in farm plots and manually work them. And after that, what are we going to want next? We're probably going to want power after that, and probably only after that will we really be ready for advanced plumbing. And after that, we'll probably be ready for air systems. If you're new to Oni, you should know that your late game oxygen is always produced by the electrolyzer. In most play, when you're not playing on this hardest irradiated ocean asteroid, you're going to be generating your early oxygen through algae. You're going to be putting that into either your oxygen diffuser, which is extremely inefficient and just gobbles up algae, so you don't want to use that. you're going to want to switch to your algae terrariums as quickly as possible because they are far more algae efficient. But ultimately, you want to switch to the electrolyzer because it produces oxygen directly from water, and water is a much more renewable resource than algae. Technically, you can get renewable algae because you can get polluted oxygen geysers, then you can use puffs to turn polluted oxygen into slime, and then you can use the algae refiner to turn slime into algae. So technically you can get renewable algae, but you should be leaning on the electrolyzer because it is far more efficient than your algae terrariums. We're going to set this door to open. We already did. We are going to make these high priority. They already are. Okay, we are ready to start developing our oxyferns. As soon as he's done with the door, I want him to cut this. So we are going to start, we're going to put that on 6 because it's going to be next. 1, 2, 3. Oxyfern plants do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't think I counted that seed. 11. So maybe we have 11, 12. Knowing the number of oxyfern plants we have is very important because we need to know how many duplicants we can support on the oxyferns alone. And I'm going to have to double check the math with you in order to be certain about precisely how many, but we know we have at least a dozen, so we're going to need a lot more farm plots. Okay, guys, very important note. Water can seep through one tile of dirt. So just be aware that if I were to cut out these 2 tiles, it could break through a single tile of dirt, or polluted dirt, if you're playing on an asteroid, one of the swamp asteroids that has polluted dirt. Very, very important to know. This should be a tile as well. Oxygen will pass through the ladders, but not the tiles. I guess that was really the reason I had a ladder there instead of a tile. Let's just leave it for now. It's not that critical. All right, we need to plant our oxyferns. 7 is the priority level I use for any generally important things like oxygen production or bathroom cleaning. So 7 in my mind means important, 5 is standard, and then lower than that is, do it when you can. That's how I think of it. 9 is extremely important, and then of course you've got your critical alert. Let's copy, paste, paste. We also need to dig up these ferns up here. That means I need to run my ladder higher. Or I can take a shortcut. Well, let's just dig up the ones we have presently. Also, the reason I insist upon cultivating oxyferns rather than letting them operate through natural growth is because if they're wild growth, which means they're not in a farm plot, they've just been started there or planted by the pips, they only provide 25% of their maximum oxygen output, which you just can't afford. So you have to put them into your farm plots. So basically 7.8 grams per second, multiply that by 4, we're going to be getting more like 30 grams per second from a single oxyfern. Now, I need to think about something very important. Remember how I said inhaling 100 grams of oxygen per second, but it's always 100. Breath? Suffocating. Guys, one of the hardest difficulties was that they... No, it's not. I was thinking that one of the hardest difficulties was that they consume more oxygen, but now that I think about it on second thought, I do not believe that's the case. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh, shucks. Shucks, shucks, shucks. I don't want to risk spilling this water. I think we're going to forget about placing the fern there. Let's go ahead and put more here. We're going to dig those out. And then I'm actually going to put a pitcher pump right here, because that's a good spot to get water. Yeah, see, I was thinking that all the duplicants were going to be consuming 200 grams of oxygen per second, but no, it's still 100. That's always the same. There's no way to change that difficulty. What does change is they consume 2,000 kilocalories per cycle rather than 1,000 is standard. So that's what's a double. I think I was getting that confused with oxygen. That is a relief to me, because if each oxyfern plant provided 30 grams per second best, and our 3 duplicants were consuming a total of 600 per second, well, you do the math, we would need 20 of them, and we only have 12, so we would be doomed for imminent suffocation. As it is, we can be more hopeful than that. Let's go ahead and uproot the rest of these. I don't really want to dig up here yet, so let's instead create a little step ladder up to the next level. Level 6. Let's go ahead and pick these. Now that we do have our flower pots now. Okay, so we can go ahead and think about moving those mirth plants to a better location for them. For example, putting one right here next to our researcher. We'll move this one. How are we doing on stress? 31? Good, good. Okay, so right now, we've succeeded in getting high morale. Let's go back to Steve. Nope, Ashcan. So you can see we're now at high morale, and that's in great part due to the mess hall. Might as well follow him since we're looking at him. And so that's taking away 20 stress per cycle, which is counteracting our frankly depressing hardest difficulty, which adds 20 per cycle. So that's good. It means we're at least breaking even with the difficulty. So if we play smart, if we prevent the duplicants from getting wet, etc. Also, you'll notice as they run around, they'll often greet each other, exchange a high five and whatnot. And whenever they do that, it's called either seeing friend, or they'll also like compliment each other, appreciate each other for their work. And so that gives little 5% per cycle stress eliminations. All of that is valuable for making sure your stress is going down rather than up. It's going to take Ashcan a lot of work in order to clean up all this debris, but it'll get there in a matter of time. It's going to be very valuable for doing so. Okay, so now that we know that the dupes are actually only consuming apothecary. Apothecary is ready for... We're actually going to put the apothecary right here. Alright, I'm going to pause for some simple math. We know that the duplicants are using 100 grams of oxygen per second. The oxyferns, once they're cultivated, will produce about 30 per second. When that happens, so that means you need 3 1/3 oxyferns per duplicant, presuming the oxyferns run constantly. We have 12. So if we get Ellie as a 4th duplicant, to be our agriculturalist. That's going to put us at maybe a slight oxygen deficit, isn't it? Let's make sure we have 12 rather than 13. In order to count the seeds, let's go over here and look in seeds, oxyfern seeds. We have 4 oxyfern seeds. Now let's count the plants themselves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we, wait, 8 plus 4 is, oh, it is 12. I thought we were up to 13 for a sec. Darn it. Oh, hey. See down here? See how cold that is? That's not good. And it's also not good that this water is right above, because I would have gone down. I would like to be able to insulate that water. Ooh, but these warm areas on the sides, they're going to help counteract the cold. That's actually valuable. I want to insulate off this area with insulated tile so that the cold cannot seep into our base, because cold causes stress, and stress is our enemy. Okay. See, right now, can't grab Ellie. See, we need someone to focus on farming. You know what? I'm gonna have to have... You know what? Steve can do it. I just want him to finish making this water pitcher. For the moment, I am gonna have Ashcan do farming. Do it, Ashcan, do it. Oh, it takes many trips. Man, if I had the metal already, I would build a fire pole there. Speed it up for him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We do have 9. Guys, we have 9. We have 9. Plus, unless, did they just plant that one? Oxyford seed. 0. Did the pips just plant them or something? What the heck happened? I don't know how many ferns we have. Probably 12. 1, 2. No, look, there's an oxyfern seed. Why isn't it Guys, we have a seed. Why isn't it showing here? Why is our count off? Oh, it's available. It's already committed to these farm plots. That's why it's not showing. I really like how our hatch is down here eating stuff, and he's going to be pooping out coal, which is valuable, but want to have it for medicine making. So I'm not going to sweep any of the debris from down here, because I want him to eat up that dirt and stone and stuff and turn it into some coal for medicine. Crafting station is used to make oxygen masks, which are different from Atmo suits. They provide oxygen, but naturally they do not provide insulation. So the Atmo suits are extremely important for working in hot and cold areas. Difference between planter box and farm tile is planter box has a decor penalty, so I really hate them. Do not use them if I don't have to. And come to think of it, don't you research them at the same time? No, you research planter box before farm tile, so that's the one plus of using planter box if you really need to get crop cultivation going early. Speaking of crop cultivation, oh hey, check that out. This guy is ready. We're just gonna flat out uproot him because we don't want him to be there anymore. Forgot to dig this out. Farming or supplying? Steve, why aren't you doing the farming errands? Store dirt, dig. Standard. Is it maximum? Why is that only standard difficult, or standard priority? Farming or supplying? Steve, you're not doing what I want you to. Why? Why is that not working? Is that a bug? Oh, that's ash can. I'm stupid. Steve is right here. There we go. See, Ashcan also has the high priority doctoring and tidying. That's why he wasn't doing the the farming, even though he had priority. There we go. I was like, they've made Oni too well for that to be a bug. So now Steve is starting to do the farming. There we go. Look, guys, our stress is going down. I'm so happy. We're gonna plant a mirth leaf. Just standard priority. No, this has got to come out first, so. But yeah, speaking of crop cultivation, we need to get started with our food production. We need our mealwood seeds. That's going to be important. Hey, you know what? I feel a lot better now that I know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, because those have seeds committed. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Looks like we have 14 plants. Okay, now that I know that, I am happier about Ellie. Let's get Ellie, because we're going to need her help. Hi, Ellie! We're going to need her help in order to get all of the food grown. Ellie, you are our farmer girl. All right, so with that done, Steve, you no longer need to help with that. And if you're not, why don't you just always default to help Ashcan with storing? All right. It irks me that this is here, so I'm just going to put it on deconstruct, but it's not going to be important. Just a little bit of OCD. Rocketry, oh look, we just unlocked our telescope and the supercomputer. We need to build that. Seed unavailable. That's because we need to dig these up. Also, you might not have noticed when reviewing the mods earlier, I'm using a mod called Rational Priority, which essentially makes the duplicants choose their errands with more consideration for proximity, basically how close or far away something is. So I think one of the reasons why Steve was not coming over here to dig this, even though his digging is at maximum priority, is because it was far away. Like you can actually see when you look at, when you roll over one of these, you can see that there's a little bit of an equation here that is used to calculate the importance of a task for a duplicant based on, first of all, priority, second of all, well, first of all, the duplicant's job priority, so us setting Steve at dig as his top priority. Secondly, the set priority of that particular dig, and then third is the errand proximity. And so you can see how errand proximity, how close or far one is the least important among all those considerations, but it is a consideration. So helps cut down on duplicants just running around and helps them focus on the tasks that are closest at hand. And yes, I forgot that Ellie needs a bed. We need to do that too. Let's make it important to build Ellie a bed. Yes, I was just checking the size of that room. If a room is, if a bedroom, for example, is bigger than, if a barracks, I should say, is bigger than 64 tiles, then it'll lose its quality as a room. Bedroom is the same for 64 tiles then. Bedroom requires beds, which are like, instead of 2x2, they're like 3x3 or 3x2, but they require plastic, so they're more of a late game luxury. I think they just provide a higher morale bonus, and it's only like +1 if I recall correctly, so the cots do just fine. I am still worried about these shine bugs because I didn't realize that it looks like the radius of their light is more like 5 tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe it's 4 tiles. So if one's here, 1, 2, 3, 4. But see, I think if a duplicant is on their cot, they're on the bottom left tile. So if a shine bug makes it right here close to the door, it might not disturb Trivaldo in that bed. Not sure. We also very much need a mess table for Ellie so she can get her... Want her to get her morale bonus for eating in the mess hall. Okay, let's uproot you. Important. These guys are so close. I'm gonna uproot him at 80%. Nah, I'm not gonna uproot him yet. He'll auto-harvest. Oh, by the way, if you clickety on this little thing here, this tool filter that says enable harvest, yes, have it on. We're gonna want to harvest the wood because it is a valuable resource I want to collect, even though it causes debris. Might need to use it for some wood burning power later on. Also, these little... Actually, I believe that is 10. This is F10. Oh, guys, I found it! F10, sweep zone overlay. But wait, if this is now the sweep zone overlay, what used to be what used to be on F10? I do not remember. Apparently I did not use it enough. F10, F11, F12 is screenshot, F7, ventilation. That's right. All right, we need to deconstruct this right here, and our supercomputer is going to go right here. It's going to be in the light as well. While we're working on that, is there anything else we can research that doesn't require the next level? Yeah. Quite a few things, actually. Let's get some additional decor. I want to be able to create the things like the molding and the hanging plants because I can use that to greatly increase the morale area. So I think F10, I think this is what I was originally looking for, which is like a, apart from the mod, it's like a plant growth overlay, but now it's been switched to our sweep zone overlay. So, guys, let's pause and tinker with this a little bit. Set zone, clear zone. Okay, so I can set the priority of the zone. Okay, very good. Does that color match this? Yes, it does. F10. Okay, so for example, so let's make important priority for, say, everywhere where our duplicants work. We'll make it for in here, in the bathroom. We'll make it for the bedroom. I am pretty sure that even while duplicants are asleep, they're impacted by decor levels, which doesn't make much sense. It would be perfectly reasonable if they programmed the game so that they were not cognizant of decor while they're sleeping, but oh well. And then let's also put it in our mess hall here. Oh, and then yes, let's put it, because this is going to be where our apothecary and the generator are. We're going to leave the debris down here. Ah, gosh, the pips planted that in the water. I'm going to have to send a duplicate to get it. Let's also... We're going to make this 6, just a little less important storage area. Just love that color purple for some reason. All right, awesome. You know what? While we're stopped here, I need to change my hotkey. Where are the controls? Where are the controls? Where are the controls? Graphics, audio, game. Okay. Controls. All right. Right now, where's F5? F5 is currently overlay 5. Well, what's overlay 5? Okay. We need to hold shift and push the F1 buttons. F1, F2, F3, F4. Okay, F4 is the radiation. shifted. Okay, so I'm just going to flip those two so that... I want radiation to be on F4 without having to hold shift. And normally it's on... Plan? Oh, okay. Not plans you create, it's the plan's normally down here at the bottom left. Overlay. Okay, so overlay 4 needs to move here. No, here. And overlay 15 needs to be F4. Yes, fine by me. So now we're going to click here, shift, F4. Good, 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 good. All right, that should be it. Okay. Done. Why are we in Celsius? Sorry guys, I'm an American. I use Fahrenheit. Couldn't use any logical system of measurement based on predictable tens, can we now? Gotta use 32s, 3s, 6s, and 12s. And 5,280s. Resume! Alright, 4 is now radiation. Hot diggity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was wrong. They have a radius of 5. Maybe that'll be shaded. Let's not worry about it right now. If we see one of our dupes kept awake, we can deal with it. Alright, our supercomputer now needs to be under construction. Supercomputadora. We need to put a ladder here so they can run through. Good job, Ellie. 1, 2, 3. So we need 13 oxyferns active for the 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need another 6. Need to increase priority, so she goes and gets these. No, Ellie, I want you to move over here and get these. Now, in order for the dupes to dig out our little reservoir here, I am going to add these ladder pieces, which they should use to stay out of the water. But I have been very frustrated in the past with my duplicants taking paths that I did not want them to take. Steve, are you going to dig that out for me? I want to see if you'll... Yes, you can do it. You can... Yes! Go, Steve. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And now I want you to do the same for this. You rock, Steve. Way to do that without jumping in the lake. Because I want this to be my floor. Oh, no, what? Let's fill this in. Let's fill that in before we dig deeper. Guys, I'm really pleased with how well this is going so far. Right, so far things are pretty smooth. Don't have sufficient oxygen generation, however we've still got good levels because our oxalite nodes are really doing good work for us. However, I want even more to be produced here. If the oxyferns here keep the oxygen levels in this area high, it'll prevent the oxalite tiles from emitting oxygen. Like you can see, right now it's emitting 0 kilograms of oxygen because the pressure is so high. And that is fine by me. I would be happy to save those for an emergency. This one's getting used up, but that's fine. It's keeping oxygen in the top. And one problem we're going to have until we research our gas pumps is getting oxygen from the bottom of the base diffused throughout the rest of the base. We also need to research our... Oh, shoot, I forgot. Travado's got to have his level 1 hat in order to work with that. So are there any other level 1 researches we should get before I increase his skill level? Let's go ahead and get our level 1 researches because once I give him his hat, he's going to have an increased morale need. Oh, but he's already at 9. Gosh, guys. Oh, look, he's getting +3 morale boost from Decor because he's right here where the Decor is excellent. 70. Hot diggity. Ah, guys, this really is going well so far. Knock on wood. Things can get bad fast, but I'm encouraged. I'm not as nervous as I used to be. I was thinking these early days would be really, really painful. Gonna get painful, though, if we don't get our food production up. So, okay. That's down. Is there water on these tiles? Yes, there is, so I don't want them to get on the tile. Shucks. Basically, I'm realizing I think if I tell them to dig down another level, I think they're actually going to get into the water. Heck with it. We're doing well. Let's try it. Let's try it and see what happens. Go, Steve. Go. See what happens. He has no stress anyway, so we are fine, friends. Are you going to do it, Steve? Are you going to do it? Okay, he only got soggy feet. That's not bad. I'm satisfied with that. And so now that he's damp, let's go. Stop it. Get your mind out of the gutter. Now that he already has the debuff, let's have him go ahead and dig out this other stuff. I just want to change priority. Stop that. Oh, vey. Excellent. And now that he dropped that lower, now there's not even water on these tiles anymore. I am very pleased. Very pleased indeed. All right, let's go ahead and drop this down. We should probably be able to get it. Actually, you know what? Do we already have? Okay, since Steve is doing really well on stress, and why don't we have him? I think I'm gonna have him just go on and install the water pump that we're gonna have to place there eventually. We might as well. Yes, I know there is. Is Ellie getting these? No, I need to build more plots. Okay. Fun platform, fun platform. Our plots should keep going here. I want them all to stay at the same level, because if I build any higher, they're not going to get carbon dioxide. Oxyferns have to have carbon dioxide in order to function. And I think the duplicants do not necessarily produce enough carbon dioxide to feed the oxyferns, so that might be a reason why we actually have to have a wood or coal generator burn for a while just to create some carbon dioxide for us to convert into oxygen. Let's go ahead and put this here. Let's go ahead and have them mop that water up. I believe this pitcher pump is going to pick up the water even here. Maybe only the top two. So don't quote me, but we'll figure that out when we come to it. Now, of course, eventually we're going to have to get down to this area where this teleportation. Oh, look, there's another oxyfern seed down there. I'm so happy. Saturn critter trap. Okay, I have played some previous games in Irradiated Ocean, but not on murder difficulty. In every one that I played in the past, there was always a Saturn critter trap that was down by one of these beta hives, and it would eat one of the little... It's a carnivorous plant. It eats one of the little bee babies, and then it emits hydrogen as a result. And that hydrogen is a critical energy source on Irradiated Ocean. There is not enough coal in order to keep your colony running without using the hydrogen or perhaps getting more hatches or something through the teleporter on the flipped asteroid. Speaking of teleporters, they're over here. So we're going to have to dig to them in a while. Unfortunately, I just realized that with digging... See, I'd like to have my... Oh, well, if I have my floor here, that's going to be an easy passage through. Okay, that is fine. That is fine. I am fine with that. And there is now no water there, so okay, we can actually do that. Let's deconstruct this. But I want the oxyfern farms to be done first. Let's make this mop priority 9. And hey, you know what we're gonna need? You can be uprooted. Oh, hey, I just realized I do not want them eating the regular meal lice because I want to convert the meal lice into meal loaf. When you convert meal lice into a meal loaf, you get extra calories as a result. You can see that each meal lice has 600. Oh, no, 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 no. Sorry. It does have 600 calories, but the meal lice that you put into a meal loaf, I believe you put in 1,200 calories worth of meal lice, but you get something like 1,800 calories worth out. It's like when you add the water and you cook it. I don't know, use your imagination. Maybe it's more easily digestible, so your body can take the calories further, get more calories out of the material. And so that's a valuable way to sustain your colony by making sure that you are... Someone needs to help Steve. I paused again, I'm sorry. Actually, these are not supposed to be here. They're supposed to be here. There we go. Okay, then we can close this, and then we actually need to just put a bottle empty right here. And then we need to put tiles right here. And we need to build a service ladder. Yeah, I would like our reservoir to go all the way down here, be 4 tiles deep. Could even make it wider. And this is just a place to dump the water that we mop up elsewhere. It can be 5, it's not important, not urgent. Copy these settings. Actually, these are all supposed to be priority 7. You can uproot, priority 7. And then we need more farm tiles, priority 7. Because it's all important. And we need to dig a little channel. Excuse me. I actually do want to remove more material from here because I want the base to breathe. Yeah, generally you want to have a base that breathes, by which I mean there's a ready exchange of gases between the top and bottom of the base. As you're making your horizontal floors, if they're made out of solid tile, because they run horizontal, they oppose the diffusion of gases vertically. So once we research... You guys are probably familiar with it, but for anyone who's not, I'll say what we're going to research is this airflow tile, which is an air permeable tile. So that we stick those into the middle of room floors, and it allows gases to pass through the base more easily. Do you have igneous rock you can use to build that? Excellent. Forgot he could hop up there. See, if I dig out tile here, it'll make it easier for carbon dioxide to come down here and for oxygen to percolate up. In fact, I'm going to remove this tile just to help oxygen flow up in here. But like if we go into our gas overlay, you can see there's carbon dioxide pooling in here. Oh, and you know what? I just realized I built these beds completely wrong. This is the level of the floor. These beds need to be one level up. And you can see there's carbon dioxide starting to pool in here. If you get carbon dioxide pools where your beds are, like your duplicants can actually start suffocating in their sleep, and so they'll wake up once they start running out of oxygen in order to catch their breath. So you have to make sure that doesn't happen so it doesn't interrupt their sleep. Let's do that. How long until nighttime? We're almost done building those. Okay, fine. We will go ahead and do this renovation project right now. I'm gonna dig those out. Oh, unfortunately, this is gonna make our dupes more vulnerable to shine bug interruption. Maybe we'll just move the bed further away. Currently, the room size is 43 tiles. Okay, so we can expand it another 21 tiles and it'll still be qualified as a bedroom. So, we shall do that. Gonna go ahead and replace the tiles for the entire floor. I was thinking of not digging up that spot just to have less debris to deal with, but the tiles increase duplicant run speed, so it's good to have them in place. Even here, like you can see, Ellie slowed down as she was running across there. Oh, we're not researching anything. What do we need to research next? You know what? Let's go ahead and get that airflow tile. Then definitely going to need power for the electrolyzer. Then then let's research. I just clicked the wrong thing, didn't I? Airflow tile. We're gonna actually, we don't need that to make. I've got to double check if we need refined metal to make fire poles. It might only take regular. Let's do electrolyzer, advanced plumbing, also known as sanitation. Then let's do our beginning information technology. Oh, you know what? I keep changing my mind. Fickle stretch is fickle. Airflow tile. Then I want this to make refined metal so that I can make a smart battery. And for the smart battery, also need the information technology. Because we're going to, the smart batteries provide signal depending on whether or not they're full, and you can use that signal to turn power generators on and off. Of course, I'm really wondering about the hydrogen. Oh, and if we can get hydrogen from a critter trap, we're also going to need our hydrogen generator here. We're also going to need the heavy watt wire to run our power station. Maybe I could make that more efficient, but I don't want to think about it right now. So here we go. I've changed my mind again. Call me fickle if you want to. You can. I understand. I do not blame you. Oh, I see. Okay, I'm just going to get the level ones first. So we're going to do that, then that, then that, then that, then that, then that, then have that. And we don't even have any medical supply yet, so that's unimportant. Okay, we will do those, and then if we need to switch to higher level, we can always do so. Okay, I'm suddenly forgetting J. J is hotkey for skills. However, see, Travaldo is at 9 morale, and if I give him the advanced research, he gets +2 science, which means he researches faster. So, heck, let's just give it to him. He gets to wear the brain scanner hat, whatever we want to call it. Kind of looks like an upside down colander to me. All right, how about Steve-O? Steve is our digging and building guy. You know what? Let's go ahead and... I mean, their morale is quite good for level 1 skills. So let's go ahead and let him get the hard digging skill. He also gets +2 excavation, so he'll be faster. Ellie. Yes, we'll have Ellie do farming as well. Yeah, I was thinking back to when their morale was just at like 2, but no, now that we're up here doing a lot better, we can do this. And Ashcan is our doctor, so we are going to give him medicine compounding. All right, now that they have hats, I'm going to be able to tell them apart and understand who I need to be looking at. Let's finish our bedroom. That really needs to be finished. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. All right, and now let's push F10 for our sweep overlay. Nope, that didn't do what I wanted it to do. Have to click clear zone. I'm going to clear this. Then we're going to go back to set zone, level 7, and we're going to do that. And that. Okay, so all those have been marked for sweeps. Nice. Pretty bad over there. All right, I have to get food production going. I am dragging my feet on that. Okay, I really don't want to do it here in the middle of the base. I'll be running through there and get the decor penalty. Let's, oh hey, we need to, oh shoot, we need to move this as well. I would like it to be on level, that way we could put our mashing machine there. Okay, well, let's dig this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm missing 2 of them. 1. No, there's a seed right there. Oh, I just need to set them. Duh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 if we do have 14. Not set to all. There we go. Okay. What are we looking at? Then we might... Oh, you know what? Let's not put a flower pot. Let's put a hanging pot. We're going to put a hanging pot right... What's the radius on this thing? Well, it's the radius of the plant, not the pot. Let's put it right there. Okay, down to 12,000 calories. I am worried about that. Okay, I should not be worried about this right now. I should be worried about farm. Farm will go here. I see. Do I yet have the airflow? No, I do not. He's working on it. Okay, we are ready with our power generators. Just need fuel. That's what we're lacking. 7. Ellie will get to that. Okay. Now, in my past games, when I was relying on the Saturn critter trap to create hydrogen, it did it with wild growth. What temperature is it? -100. Holy cow, it's cold down there. Holy... Oh my gosh, you guys, look at those temperatures there. Oh my gosh. The temperatures vary on a radiated ocean, and it just so happens there's like a frigid cold packet right there. Holy cow, I cannot let that get into the base. That has to be blocked with insulated tile. What do we have to do to get insulated tile? Gases, exosuits, decor. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. Okay. Excellent. Temperature modulation. And for that, we're going to need the supercomputer. Okay, we got to get that fast. We cannot let that cold into the base or it's going to ruin so much. I really hope that somewhere sideways there is another critter trap and a warmer area we can use to get hydrogen because, friends, I do not know what we're going to do if we don't have naturally occurring hydrogen. And I mean a hydrogen source. This is a finite amount and hydrogen burns up extremely quickly. No, that is not supposed to be mealwood pips. Do not put it there. You know what I just remembered? I don't know if this guy can eat igneous rock. I think he can only eat sandstone. Let's take a look. Sandstone and sedimentary rock. That's what I was actually thinking of, sedimentary rock. But no, he cannot eat igneous rock, so we can actually pick up all that igneous rock so that we don't have to worry about the debris. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to our handy material sweep. We're going to go to raw mineral, drop down, igneous rock, and we're just going to highlight that area. Easy peasy. All right, farm. Farm comes next. Farm is most important. Stretch. Okay. This is the actual floor. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 is our floor. Dig it out. And then we need farm tiles. Now, is there... Okay, so for this, what is the radius of its decor debuff? 1, 2... Okay, so it has a debuff radius of 2. So what I'm going to do is... Instead of building it here where everyone passing on the ladder will see the debuff, we're going to make the first one right here. That way there will be no debuff. Do we have any fertilizer? No, we do not. If we did, I would consider trying to use it. We're going to make farms all the way out here. And they only need to be 2 high at present because the mealwood plants are 2 tiles high. However, even farms that have crops only 2 tiles high, I still like them to be 4 tiles high so that I can put portraits and hanging decor items up top, which helps to counteract the decor penalties of the mealwood plants. Okay, number 7, plant that baby. We only have 8 seeds. So this is extremely important. Meanwhile, still have not researched our fire pole, so I don't know what it takes. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and this would be the 14th if we get a 14th seed. There's number 14. All right, so we have enough oxygen from the oxyferns for our 4 duplicants here. Unfortunately, that means... I didn't power this thing. Fortunately, that means we cannot get more duplicants until we have an additional oxygen source set up, or we risk suffocation. However, we will eventually need to send a duplicant through the teleporter to the flipped asteroid, and then they won't be consuming oxygen here. They will have to work to establish oxygen there. Hello? Yes? Please build, Steve. And then we can, when they get around to it, build some tiles there, just for the run speed bonus. Our gas items are ready. Excellent. So we could always set up a gas pump. I would want an Atmo switch there. Atmo switch controls the gas pump based on the pressure of the gases in the area. What do you mean starvation? So the reason that starvation alarm went off, even though we have 12,000 calories available, is because one of the duplicants, what he ate, Travaldo here, what he ate at the end of yesterday wasn't enough to see him through all of today, so he needed to just go and eat something else. Oh, shucks, you know what I just remembered? We need a pump to be here, because we need to get our microbe musher. Let's see what's in here, but we're probably not going to print anything. Supply and rocketry. Yeah, nothing critical there, nothing we're ready for, so we are not going to print any of them. Honestly, I expect we're not going to print another duplicant until after we pause for this episode until the next episode, and then when we reload the game, probably going to get a new set in there. Honestly, I do not need to move this stuff yet, so we're going to leave it for now. I just should not be OCD. Love what that Mirth Leaf is doing. Oh, this is in granite. No, Steve's able to dig that now. We gave him his hat. Okay, Ellie's got the mealweed going down. The planting needs to come before... Oh, no, that's granite. We need to dig that out or else the plant won't be able to go there. You can uproot that, buddy. However, we do need... You know what I just realized? Drat. See, our water reservoir is here, and so there needs to also be a food storage location near the kitchen. The kitchen is the place where the food is produced. Then we also need what I like to call a pantry, which is where we store the food. And in the base oxygen not included game, you could just build a ration box and then put it in carbon dioxide, and the sterile carbon dioxide atmosphere would kill off any pathogens and preserve the food. But in Spaced Out, I think they did do the right thing. In order to have perfect preservation of food, you have to both have it in a sterile atmosphere and have it refrigerated. Both sterile atmosphere and refrigeration help elongate the life of your food, but it's only by having them together that they can actually preserve food for the maximum amount of time possible. I think that means indefinitely. Now, as far as food goes, I've got to remember there's also nice little water weeds we can get lettuce from. They have to be grown in salt water, though, so they're a little bit persnickety, since we don't have whoever would care for the plants would have to get their feet wet every time they go and work with them. that could be an issue. Unless, maybe... No, they do grow 2 tiles high. I don't know. Maybe we could run a ladder over them and then have them cared for from above. Let's take a look at what they require. Atmosphere has to be water, salt water, or brine. Oh, they also require bleach stone. I forgot about that. Yeah, so that's not going to be very sustainable for us. There is some bleach stone, but in order to have sustainable bleach stone, you have to use a chlorine vent and then have a... It's not the regular puffed. It's one of the puffed morphs. Puffed. It is the Puff Prince? No? It is the Squeaky Puffed. Squeaky Puffed will eat the chlorine gas and poops out bleach stone. And we're not in a position to create that, so gonna have to wait. You should be uprooted. So yeah, what I'm thinking is, what I was saying about the kitchen and the food storage location, I can't build the pantry here. It has to be an area you access from the top with a ladder so that it fills with carbon dioxide over time, and then you put refrigerators in it. I just can't build it here because that's where our printing pod is, and here's where our water reservoir is. So it would have to go over here, but it's more runtime for the duplicants to get their meal from storage and then go over here to the mess hall. So I'm just not so pleased with the layout, but all things considered, not so bad. Now, I could also, by building tiles, push the water over. I could also dig deeper and drain it over. The more I think about that, the more I am attracted to that idea. I like that idea. I like it. Okay, so let us go. Steve, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to take a plunge. I dig here. Steve, dig right here, then you have to build a tile right here, because that dirt is going to break through. 2 tiles. You know what? While you're at it, build tiles everywhere. Because, yeah, like this dirt here has to have a tile. Because if I were to dig out under here and the water were above here, with a single tile of dirt, the water will punch through the dirt. And I said no rewind, so I can't go back in time to rectify a mistake. All right, we have our first polluted dirt from our latrine out. So we're going to have a way to deal with polluted dirt. We need more seeds. You know what? Since we're digging deep over here, let's delete this. Oh. Growth halted due to atmosphere. That's because they don't have enough carbon dioxide. They need it in order to work. We have wood. Oh, and that reminds me. I've got to set this to accept the lumber. The lumber was not being picked up. And we're going to copy our settings, spread it to the others. Where are our sweep zone overlays? Okay, so it's going to clean up that area eventually. Guys, I have never, like, in all of my Oni career, had a base this clean. It's just never been something I've had to do in the past because I wasn't playing with the maximum morale and decor and stress debuffs, so I was happy for the debris to just lie all over the place. All right, this needs to be dug. Let's dig this too in order to put a decor plant in there. Oh, hey, hey, hey. We also have to add a sweep zone right there. 7. Gosh, I am loving that mod. That is a great mod. Aha! Now we can put a mirth leaf, and we're gonna have to pay attention. Gotta dig one up. Let's dig you up, because no one's going over there. 4,000 kilocalories. I am nervous, I am nervous, I am nervous. I should have started farming a long time ago. What the heck was I thinking? Oh, dig for C, dig for C. Oh, well, you know what I also wasn't thinking of, guys? In an emergency, you can make mush bars. So we might just make some mush bars in order to get through the current problem. Again, before in all of my gameplay, when I was not playing on murder difficulty, I would never have to use mush bars because I would always, they weren't eating 2,000 calories a day, so I would always be able to get all of my farms going before it was really an issue. I would not say I am an Oni expert. I don't know all of the technical builds that the experts know, but I am a veteran. I know what I'm doing. I've watched other Oni games on YouTube from less experienced players, and I'm like, what do you mean you're running out of food and oxygen? You just make food and make oxygen. So hopefully my veterancy will see us and our dear Dupes through. So you need to be uprooted. Oh, hey! Excellent to help us get through. Huzzah! Let's go ahead and just add a couple more storage. Oh, granite. Okay, guys, the great thing about making storage bins and ladders out of granite is you notice that granite gets this decor plus 20% bonus. And what it means is, like you can see with our storage bins here, each one is negative 10 decor each. They're combining here for a total of 20. But when they're made out of granite, that decor penalty is reduced by 20%. So instead of being negative 10 decor, they'll be negative 8 decor. And the same things for ladders. So instead of being negative 5 decor for a ladder, it'll be negative 4. So it's just a good way to keep your... Oh, our airflow tile is ready. Awesome. And airlocks. Good, 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 good. So yeah, building your storage bins and ladders out of granite is a good way just to help tamp down the decor penalties. Good, 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 good. Ooh, phosphorite. Phosphorite is used to make fertilizer, but not really critical for us. Oh, look, I haven't even harvested these hexalents yet. All things considered, if we do not have to use the hexalents, we are not going to. And the reason for that is they provide decor benefits, so there's nothing wrong with leaving them standing here, but also they last indefinitely. Both the plants themselves and their fruit that drops last forever. And so I'm happy to keep them and feed our duplicants off of the mealwood. And so, like, maybe in the future when we are colonizing another asteroid, or perhaps if there's just some emergency, then we would have that non-perishable hexalent fruit to fall back on. So, that being said, how much... Nah, see, we still need it. We still don't have enough meal lice for everyone. So, we gotta leave that. Okay, but now that we have our pitcher pump, we immediately... Because, oh my gosh, they're eating 8,000 calories a day. We need mush bars immediately. Okay, so what we need is we need the microbe musher. Gosh, I put it over there. That's okay there. We're going to put it there. We're going to push the water back in a matter of time. Also, you see, this is a mod, the flotation mod. Aluminum is light, so it floats, whereas the other stones sink. Same with stuff like algae. Pretty cool. Microbe musher is going to require wire, and unfortunately, we now need a cook. We do not have a dedicated cook. Oh, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna run the wire right up here. We're gonna run it through the tiles to keep decor in our favor. Construction 7. Gonna need a tile under there. Also, one thing you should know, and oxygen not included, that can become rather important is what I call the diagonal build trick. So for example, even with this tile here and this tile here, the duplicants can still build at a diagonal to build this tile. And in fact, that can be extremely useful for displacing liquids. So for example, similarly, this tile and this tile on the diagonal, if there were water here and this were open space that a duplicant could stand in, I could build a tile here where the water is and it'll push the water out. And I will show you when we get to the flipped asteroid one way in which that may be extremely important. We also need tiles here. So, if we're gonna need mush bars, who should cook them for us? Someone needs to be in charge of cooking. Who shall it be? The fact that our oxalite tiles are barely emitting oxygen indicates that we're getting quite good production versus our consumption. This is stone, rock, so the water was not able to break through it. Yeah, I am liking this. This is looking good. Eventually, we're probably going to want to build some extra tiles. Switch to granite. Over here, so I'm just going to have them make a step ladder when they're ready. That is numero uno. Oh my gosh, 1800 calories. Shoot, 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 shoot. Can we make it without harvesting the hexalence? Can we? Woods are only halfway done. We are gonna have to subsist on mush bars forever. And now, who is our cook? In menu, I get to pause. Who is our cook? Who does not need to be doing other extremely important things? I nominate. Wait. Ellie has a slight advantage, which means she's going to be faster, so it's going to have to be her. That has to be actually more important than her farming duties. At least until our crops come in. I think it's cool how when you remove the tile from underneath a flower pot, the flower pot doesn't fall, instead the plant wilts. Hey friends, it's Oni. It isn't, it's a para-reality. It is not exactly realistic in every way. These settings, transmit. Man, I would like for these other storage containers to be granted as well, but it's only a slight decor advantage, and in order to rebuild them, all of the material in them would have to dump out, and then the duplicant would have to stand there just picking up stuff and putting it back in, which would actually take some time. All right, we are no longer researching anything new, so let's find out what we should be researching. Nice thing to help with oxygen would be if we have a deodorizer. Because one thing we can do with the polluted dirt from our latrines is we can put it in the sublimator, which turns it into polluted oxygen. And then if we have our deodorizer, then of course we can turn it into pure oxygen. So that would be a good research. Let's see if there's anything else we might have greater need of. While I'm thinking of it and while it caught my eye, I want to bring your attention to this. When you're playing on maximum stress difficulty, you should know that carpeted tile provides a stress bonus. There's some particular status. See, I never used carpeted tiles before, and then just one day I was looking at the wiki at the statuses, and I realized that there's a status. It's, I don't know, something like comfortable piggies, and then it says like carpet feels good to duplicate toes or something like that, and I think it gives like a, it might be only a 5% stress reduction, but hey, if you are able to get yourself enough reed fiber, you just start carpeting the common areas of your base. That's a lot of stress reduction for your duplicants, so that's awesome. Unfortunately, we will not have reed fiber until we get to the 4th asteroid. So forget about carpets. We're going to have to figure out how to exist without atmosuits until then, and it is not going to be easy. Travaldo, I was giving you something to research. Since we're pretty good on oxygen, though, I think instead let's go ahead and get this. Get the fire pole. I still don't know what we're going to use for fuel. Oh, wait. Let's get our electrolyzer, because if all else fails, we're going to need that. Fine with latrines at present. Actually, you know what? We're not going to research anything, and we're going to let... But Ellie has the advantage. You know what? Okay, I know what we're going to do. Ellie is going to be the chef. And Travaldo, since he doesn't have to research for the moment, is going to help with farming. That's going to be his big thing. Why food safety? That doesn't mean this is actually infected, right? Oh, it isn't. How did it get food poisoning? That reminds me, I don't have the apothecary set up yet. I'm scared. Apothecary! Ah! Okay. Think, Stretch, think. Shoot. I don't want them to eat that. Shoot. Dig the hexlant. Do it now. Don't eat that. Don't eat it. Don't do it. I paused. I forgot I can't pause. Apothecary, medicine, where are you? I should have gotten the apothecary out a long time ago. This is murder, folks. It drives me to anxiety. We have our protected bathroom, though, so I feel confident with that. Okay, but what we were saying was Ellie is going to cook. Travaldo's going to help with farming. Yes. Go, Ellie, cook. Where are you? Excellent. Oh! Wait! Guys, the food poisoning is just go. Oh! Wait. Is there radiation in here? No, there, Guys, the radiation was killing off the germs. I was gonna say food poisoning does not die off in food. And so I was like, how is it going down like that? Oh, Shinebug, you beautiful, sweet darling you. I love you. I want you to just, like, stay here where the food is now. Curried beans. I've never made curried beans. Requires nosh beans. Okay. Tonic root. Oh, guys, I should bring you in on the fact that I have not finished all of Spaced Out. Yeah, Yeah, will you believe that? I have played it a lot, but I just love playing Oni when it's challenging. When it's not challenging, I don't have as much fun with it. So I love playing a challenging game, and because I'm now starting a new game over with you guys for Survival Sundays, I have not finished all of Spaced Out. So I honestly don't know what the ending is. So we're going to discover that together, and I'm really happy you friends get to join me in experiencing that. And I don't know what exists beyond the fourth asteroid in Irradiated Ocean, which is the one with Drecos. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called the Caustic Biome. Oh my gosh, so knowing that the radiation sanitized this, I can... Ah, but they already... Oh, but I'm not allowing them... Well, now I'm not allowing them to eat the Hexalins. Okay, so now they can eat the mush bars again. Uh... The mush bar does have a -1 morale penalty, but right now they're all good enough, so we will allow them to eat away. Now, when you build the electric grill, that does allow you to create at the top there, under what it refines, it says mush fry, and that's a cooked mush bar. It does not add any calories, but it takes away the -1 morale penalty and just makes it 0, neutral. So however, that would take cook time, and that's not something I want my duplicants to be doing right now. Oh, you beautiful shine bugs. I love you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, so our duplicants do get exposed to radiation from the shine bugs. Like you can see, absorbed rad dose is 1.41 rads, but every time they pee, they expel radiation. I do not believe that is how radiation works in reality, so please do not believe that you can expose yourself to radiation and then just go have a dump and you'll be fine. It doesn't work like that. All right. Okay. Because of Mr. Hatch of the Year, we have... Holy cow, we have 212 kg of coal. By the way, I will always pronounce kilogram kg because it's kg. Get used to it. It's going to happen a lot. Oh my goodness, look, that's enough coal for 212 doses. I am so stinking happy. I must have played another Irradiated Ocean game where there wasn't a hatch, and I didn't have coal. They were puking all over the place, and oh my gosh, it was horrible. I would love if there were a mod that diversified the ingredients for medicines, because look, the vitamin chew made with coal, the basic rad pill made with coal, the curative tablet made with coal. So basically all three of these are actually the same pill, you just have to make the three of them different so they have different effects, but unfortunately I do not know how to mod. If anyone out there knows how to mod and you want me to sponsor you, like I would seriously sponsor a modder if they could create a mod that would create like a variety of ingredients for medicines, because like the pill that should be made with coal is the curative tablet. It should be, you know, like well, curative tablet, I don't think the radiation pill. Curative tablet because you know how activated charcoal has long been used to remove toxins from the body. So I think that would be a great thing for food poisoning. Vitamin chews, rad pill. I think what would be great for the rad pill is having to use a shine bug egg. There is, even in the vanilla game, the cure for the zombie spores, which you have to make using a sunbug egg. Sunbug is, there's like a chain that you can breed your shine bugs through. Shine bugs have a chance of laying sun bugs, and sun bugs have a chance of laying the third in line, and there's like, I don't know, 8 or 9 different species of shine bug. I've just never actually bred them. You have to feed them particular foods, so it's kind of complicated for getting each generation created. And if you want to know the odds of what a creature of morphs that a creature could produce, you can just look here at egg chances. 98% chance of laying a shine bug egg, but a 2% chance of giving us a sun bug. And you can see that the odds increase if they eat gristleberry. Yes, if you make gristleberry farms, your shine bugs might fly around and eat some of your plants and slow production. But hey, maybe you're okay with that. Oh gosh, where are we? All right, we just got some basic stuff built. Also, you'll notice all these different signs and stuff. That's another mod that I just subscribed to recently also. So I haven't really played around a whole lot with these, but it's pretty cool because you can make these different signs like danger signs. So if I know there are bad germs somewhere, I'll make a sign, have it built, and then you can give it different colors and icons and stuff. So pretty cool. I think we'll have fun adding some appeal with this. And in fact, I think with these info signs, I think it's cool because you can do stuff like bathroom left, bedroom left, and all that jazz. So pretty cool. Maybe we'll put some of those up for some fun stuff. I think it would be also cool if, like, by having signs up, maybe you would give a very small stress relief, like maybe only 5%. I don't know, do something like, this duplicant knows where he's going, even though they're always running around their same halls. I think it would be fun. At least I can dream. All right, we are now in cycle 10. We have enough calories. We're making more. We're doing pretty well, friends. And you know what? I think this is a good place to cap off episode number 1. Thanks for joining me, friends. Join me next time for more Survival Sunday, oxygen not included, murder. Cheerio, friends. Bye.